All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Twisted Tuesday. That's a thing now. My name is Christian. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I make stop motion sci-fi movies, and right now we are working on making a monster. Let's see if I can show you. It's a giant monster. It walks on two legs. It's a stop motion puppet. This is kind of more or less what the head is gonna look like. Oh, I gotta set this up so I'm not seeing the delay. Good morning, Fun Games. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the morning coffee. So yeah, that's the head more or less. I haven't attached any of the eyes or anything, but just kind of set them on there for reference. The head and the skin is made with liquid latex, and I made the mold for the skin using monster clay. And now I've got another monster here. It's like the basis of one. This is going to be like a spherical monster that has multiple tentacles and a bunch of several eye stalks. It's going to be very freaky kind of deal. And both of these monsters are going to show up very early in the film. So I'm excited. Now the challenge is to make a mold for this monster using plaster. And you don't see the tentacles because there's just these kind of holes where the tentacles will go. And we will make the tentacles later using wire and foam and all that stuff. But I have to make a mold for this using plaster. And it's going to be interesting because with this one, I was just making like half of a head, like the face. But this, I want to try to create some kind of spherical skin that I can wrap around something. So, but we're gonna kick off today with this. This is the mold I made for the skin, like just a general skin mold that you can use for any part of the body. You can cut up into little pieces, and it's dry now. So we're gonna see how it turned out. I'm certainly optimistic, but more curious than anything. Good morning, everybody. Seeing some familiar names. Maverick, good to see you again. Brick Motion Studios, what's up, guys? How much have you done so far? We just got started here. Remember when this was about zombies? Yeah, we've come a long way from zombies. That's for sure. But, much like the zombies evolved, my interests evolved, and at this point I just love monsters. What can I say? Okay, so I have some talc powder here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush a thin layer of that on the back of the latex skin here. The reason I do that is so that it doesn't get stuck on itself, because it is still it's not wet, but it's still sticky, if that makes sense. So, getting some nice distribution there. And I'll be curious to see when I pull this off how much of the plaster mold sticks to it, because I know that's kind of a thing that happens. You get this hard white plaster that's kind of sticking to bits of the skin, or it appears as like a dust that's covering the whole thing. So we'll see. Hello there, great to see you. Happy Canada Day. July 1st, yeah, I forgot that was Canada Day. Right on. Are you Canadian, Halo, there? Or do we have any Canadians listening in? Here's a new idea about making a bot that its sole purpose is to kill both infected and slag. Just like the V1 bot. That sounds pretty cool. A bot. Kill infected and slag. Yeah, I feel like there's room to explore the role of machines and artificial intelligence and all that stuff in the Void War universe. All right, guys, here we go. We are peeling the skin. It's a lot thinner than the skin on the face, but I think I can get away with that. Canadian, right on. Okay. That's coming off pretty darn clean, actually. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So we've got some black skin here, and you can see it's a lot more dull than our face skin. But one thing that, it's kind of remarkable actually. I'm going to add a few things I'm going to do. So I'm probably going to go over this with a little newer skin, newer latex, I mean. And what I really need is a very small pair of scissors or something. But I do have a big pair, so that might do. There are these little nubs that just, you know, aren't what we want really. I'm going to try to trim those a bit. Better not ruin the smiley face. Oh my god, I forgot about the smiley face, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the smiley face is history. Before I set the mold or cast, I used a blow dryer on it for a long time to kind of get it to melt a bit, and I think the smiley face melted away. Yeah, that hurts people to say, what the hell in chat. Well, I think that's fine. I mean, this is marked as not for kids, so HE double hockey sticks it's pretty tame, all things considered. Wonder. Okay, so you could, in theory, wrap this around. It could work. It's actually looking pretty good. Pardon the silence, I'm just thinking about my next step and how I want to go about attaching this. Well, one thing that will be important is continuity between this skin, and this head. So I'm gonna try to add a little bit of talc powder to this, because you can see this is really shiny right now. And so if we can maybe get rid of some of the shine on this, it'll match a little bit better. Easy to overdo it with this stuff though, so taking it kind of carefully. Why is that runner bigger than the rest? Commander and Evolved runner. So this runner, I mean, really in this movie, all the runners, all the monsters, the slag are gonna be on another level. And that's not to say that, like, prior to this movie you didn't have huge giant runners, but in this film the city is just going to be infested with monstrosities, essentially. Good morning, Adam. Good to see you. You guys we've got a pretty committed group of regulars, it seems. That's really nice. Okay. Ah, God, I love coffee. That first sip of the day just hits right. Okay. I'm already, even on the front here, I'm experiencing the skin sticking to itself a bit. It's a bit of a headache. All right, I'm gonna do it. I am going to, sponge a layer of latex onto this skin, because again, the important thing is continuity with this head. It should all look pretty similar. Alright, it's one of those, hopefully one of those less is more situations. So I'm applying a new thin layer of liquid latex onto the skin we've made here. And this is, I guess it'll kind of help reinforce the skin, but really the idea is to get it to match the skin of the head we've got. So I'm using a sponge so that it's a really nice, thin, and even layer. Learning every day. Yeah, I tried keep my notifications on, so hopefully I can catch your streams. This is the best way to chat other than the server. Yeah, honestly, I never thought that my live streams would be the best place to chat with me, but you know, that's I've made myself a commitment to live stream as much as possible, just so, you know, people can follow along in the progress of the movie, but also so I can connect to my community and maybe garner some support for the project. Yeah. Is that building in the background a part of Earth City and the Earth being taken over again? Yeah. So this is one of the skyscrapers of the city of Vytorum, which is where this movie, The Hunger of Slag, is gonna take place. And I'm looking at a few more of them. I've got a few skyscrapers here, and there's one over there, and they're all over the place. So that gives you kind of a sense of the, oops, that was too much, of the aesthetic of the city. Very kind of white, pure, futuristic. That's the vibe. It's the vibe. Burnator, good to see you. again. Would you rather try to survive a full day of the mutation stage of the zombie apocalypse or survive a full week of the apocalypse at its beginning? That's a fun question. So basically try to survive against kind of standard zombies for a full week, or try to survive against one day of the mutation phase. Honestly, I would probably... a week is a long time. Feels like a cop-out answer, but I almost want to say it depends. But if I'm not allowed to know like any of the factors beforehand, I would probably say probably try a week against zombies. I feel like the mutations are just, there's so many factors there and so much room for just absolute horror. Okay, let me think. So if I'm going to create a mold for this 3D spherical object, I want to maybe do the first. Yes, I actually thought of this while I was laying in bed last night. I'm going to both. You want to face them all off. I'm going to first create the mold for the top half of this, and then for the bottom half. Yeah, and then I'll create like a lake. I don't know if I can explain that, or if you even want to know, but there's a plan here. Trust the process. Also got these two things. They're little latex tentacles that I'm working on, and I think, yeah, they're actually working pretty well. Oh my god, it's gonna be fun to use these. I think they could use another layer of latex though. I made these by putting some hot glue on a wire and wrapping black yarn around them, and then painting them with latex. And I don't know, I think they're gonna work out really nicely. I'll set those aside for now though. Thought my PC is lagging, but you just stood still. That showed up like maybe a minute ago. Yeah, no, I've got it set so that ads will show up. Just trying to monetize a little bit. I hope it's not too annoying or anything. Let me know if the frequency is out of hand. But Top Trooper, good to see you, man. How have you been? It's been a while. How's university and all that stuff? Although I guess it's summer, so you're probably not taking any summer classes. Dedication is so awesome. Did you ever see this potentially reaching beyond the brick filming scene? Or is it supposed to be in the niche for the charm and simpler reasons? Yeah, I don't know, honestly. If there was any way... I mean, I am kind of reaching for beyond the brick filming scene, just even with like the comic book, which is essentially done. I'm just having trouble like with the formatting and the sizing of the pages. I gotta pick a printer and get a sample, but I would love for the Void War to, take on like an animated life, like 2D animation or 3D or even live action. So I don't know. All I know is that I have to keep I gotta make this movie. I know that. And I want to. So brick filming is kind of my world right now, but you know, you learn little skills here and there, like making stop motion puppets. I don't know, maybe in the distant future I'll do other stop motion projects that aren't necessarily brick filming related. But whatever it is, I'll have fun doing it. Let's see. That would be a little tricky. I could do live action. Yes, I would do live action. Cool. My zombies in blood. Hey! What's up, Arya? That's my fiance, everyone. No big deal or anything. Hope you're having a nice day at work. We're just hanging out here. Problem solving in real time. The skin turned out really well, by the way, but there's still some little things to do. Oh, wait, what? Twisted Bricks has a girlfriend? That's a fiance, not just a girlfriend. We got engaged a few weeks ago, actually. So I know what you're thinking. How can one man just have it all like that? Making Lego movies, getting married. You know, what can I say except chase your dreams, kids? Mrs. Twisted. Are you ready for that, Arya? Mrs. Twisted. Yo, that might be something to explore there. Okay, let's try this again. So, what I'm trying to do now is take this Lego head and make a mold for the skin. Haha, love you, babe. Love you too. Thanks for tuning in. I haven't done the laundry yet, but don't worry, I'll get to it. Chew on that one halo there. Happy engagement, thank you. Thank you very much. What did you do, when did you do the Lego Zombie Apocalypse again, since I think I watched the first episode when I was 7? So I made like a Lego zombie video when I was like, probably 12 or 13. And that was like the first, it's just called the Lego Zombie Apocalypse, and there's no actual spoken dialogue. It's just Slade and one other guy fighting their way through a city. But then I made the next one, the one where you meet Gerald and Joe and Russ and all those guys. I started animating that when I was in high school, actually. But then I never finished it. And then I went back and finished it in college, so this is like 2016, I think, is when I released the first episode or the second episode, depending on how you think about it. It's gotta be bigger. So yeah, 2016, I would say the first full movie, the first season was done from 2016 to 2018. So that's when it all kind of started. I trust you and I'll leave you all to it. Thanks, babe. Have a good day at work. If you're going to be around on your server sometime, I'll hop on the chat there. I gotta take a call. Good seeing the stream in progress. All right. Yeah, we gotta chat about your zombie projects, and I took a peek at your channel, but I didn't look at any like live action stuff. But I'll have to take a closer look. I think I lost the one where Joe lost his legs and became Anakin. Yeah, that would make sense. That was episode... Well, he loses his legs at the end of episode 4, and then he gets robot legs in episode 5 of the first season. So that tracks. Is y'all cooked with breaking them? Is y'all Americans? Who's y'all? But yeah, Breaking Bad is... It's one of the few, like, long shows that I've watched, like, all the way through. It is pretty tremendous. Sometimes I have a lot I want to talk about your franchise and expanding on it. All right. I am always looking to expand my franchise. Okay, getting a arm workout today. In British. 11 viewers. Well, welcome everyone. If you're just getting here, this is Twisted Bricks, where we make Lego zombie, monster, sci-fi, stop-motion universes. Right now I'm working on the sequel to our first film, Gray Horizons. You can find the link to that in the description. It's 90 minutes of sci-fi horror. It was a lot of fun, took like 3 years to make, and God only knows how long this one is going to take to make. We're getting pretty ambitious with the monster design, the set design, all that stuff. So, it's getting out of hand. Don't worry, bro, you still cooked with 007. Yeah. The British also take full credit for Monty Python, so I would say they cooked there. Can you all translate this? Looks like somebody was having a good time and then experienced some road rage, got in a car accident, killed someone. Then they had breakfast. They thought over their life again because they were admiring a beautiful piece of art. And then they grew hair. They realized life isn't that serious. And then they found something to really think about. That's just how it goes. Huh. Didn't cook much about war crimes and actual food. Yeah, the war crimes, you know, there aren't too many countries that can say they're totally exempt from a little bit of war crime here and there, unfortunately. What's war without a little crime, I guess? From, if the stereotypes are to believe, the British, they do cook, but they don't use too much spice. So I've been told. I've actually never been to Britain or Scotland or Dublin or Wales. Been to Europe a few times, but just Norway and the Netherlands. What was that sound? Oh, huh. Okay. We're almost there. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here, but I'm basically wrapping the bottom half of this alien head with softer clay so that I can create a plaster mold of the top half. And after that, I'm going to create a plaster mold of the bottom half, and then I'm going to like put them together. Because reasons. Was Ares in the War of Troy? You know, I don't know the answer to that question. Wasn't Ares the god of war? Or I guess, isn't Ares the god of war? Do you guys know, is that new Odyssey movie out in theaters yet? That's like high on my watch list. Is the entire species of Exin dead? Because if they are not dead, then shouldn't they just turn into mindless animals? Maybe 100 years did them justice and gave them their intelligence back. So it's a good question. I'm gonna say the entire there is no Exin presence on Earth, and the fate of the Exin beyond Earth remains unknown. But maybe one day the truth will out. All right. Time to make a little fortress here for the mold. You guys might be able to tell, but all this gray clay I'm using is recycled slag clay. So this is clay that was used to make monsters in definitely the second season, maybe even the first season, although maybe, I wonder if any of that clay survived. Well, actually, definitely Gray Horizons. Finished all the saga a couple months ago. Disney songs, but with intensity. I didn't know there was a Odyssey musical. I'd watch that. At least I'd give it a try. Okay. Now I'm going to create a soap water mixture as a release agent. I'm going to kind of cover this clay head with that, just so that it'll be easier to pull out of the plaster. So give me just a second. I'm going to step out, get some, make the soap and all that stuff, and I'll be right back. But let's see, what am I going to need for this? Oh, God. Of course, just when I run out of bottled water. All right, well, the skin is still drying. So maybe the next thing I can do is work on this a little bit. It's always a battle against space here. Not outer space, physical space. So these things here are eye stalks. And the thing is, they're gonna need some latex skin around them. And I think the best way to do that is gonna be to just pour some flat latex, cut it into strips, and wrap it around. Yeah. I'm gonna figure out how long I want that to be. Maybe that long. Break Motion Studios, welcome back. I'm Joker, and thanks for joining us. Let's see. Are you familiar with the book series called Land and Sea? They have shockingly great aliens and horror elements. You know, that's interesting. Somebody else, I can't remember who, but somebody really strongly recommended I check out Land and Sea. So I just got chills. I'm gonna have to read that book. I have a ton of like book recommendations right now. You know, it's funny when you find something like you really like to do and you're really kind of obsessed with, which for me is what I'm doing right now. You just want to do it literally all day long and into the night, and you want to do pretty much nothing else. But there's always stuff you should do, like go for walks, exercise, you know, maybe donate some plasma, make some money. But it is awfully tempting to just stay in here and make Legos all the day and read. I mean, a lot of books that I've been meaning to read. I might have to add Land and Sea. Speaking of sea, good morning, CCC. Welcome to the live chat. Always good to see you. Somebody said something. What happens if a slag infects an entire planet? Like literally, if you got all the slag and make the slag swallow and infect the planet, would that turn into a Titan Leviathan planetary scale? So I thought, like, that's essentially what happens to the planet Kynon, which is where Hux is from. And in my mind, what the Unum virus did, so there used to be a portal, a wormhole. This is some like actual lore now. Those ports, the wormholes that humans use in the Void War to like get around the universe. The one that leads to Kynon was closed because they basically were like, we can't. It just got to a point where they could like send bombs onto the planet and try to destroy the planet and all this stuff. And they do some of that, but they can't really track the progress because it's so infected. So in my mind, they like close the portal, the wormhole to that planet, and now and then they'll send experimental like bombs or weapons out there. But at the point where you have an entire planet that's been like corrupted, the slag can burrow down into the ground, into caves, into rocks, and so it basically becomes impossible to take out unless even if you like rupture the planet. But you wouldn't even be able to do that because at that point the slag fields, the psychic fields, are so powerful that they'll like kind of disarm any bomb. So the best you can do is close the portal and hope that it never finds a way to open the portal. And that's where I'll leave that. Planetary scale version of the poppers. That actually sounds pretty cool. Just huge explosion. All right, I'm pouring some latex here. The plan right now is to make like a thin strip of this black skin. What's the tool for the job? Probably not that. So we'll see how this goes. I gotta clean this brush. Give me 1 second. God. Entrances that slag can enter your body. I want to say if slag enters the bloodstream in any way, you're toast. Asking the important questions. Alright, I just gotta do a quick Google search here. Perfect mold. Can you... Perfect mold with tapper. right, molds. All right, well, we'll just save that for later. So now I'm going to work on filling in the head a little bit. Yesterday I used liquid latex to get like a thin kind of mesh layer embedded in the face. So I'm going to cut that apart. I had a lot of thoughts about this when I was in bed last night. I think I need to create some kind of flat, like UFO-shaped disc to really, like, as a skeleton for the head. Because I've got this body here. Let's try to visualize it. Yeah. All right. I'm pretty well equipped with different thicknesses of wire, so I think that's going to be the tool for the job. See, it's the tools I already have in the bathroom. All right, chill out, guys. Really going a little nuts over there. Toilet serpents. What happens if an unborn child is infected with slag, but is born anyways? Oh, you guys are gonna get me to really like turn this into a science. Unborn child infected with slag. Half-breed. You know, it's a good question, I think. I feel like generally, if a pregnant woman was infected with slag, I don't think the pregnancy would happen, the birth would happen. Don't think you'd get to that point. All right, I've got some thermal plastic here. I've never used that before, but I think it's going to be the tool for the job when it comes to like bonding some of this wire stuff together. So I don't have a heat gun, but I have a blow dryer, and I think that'll do the trick. Okay, we'll give it a try. I was softening the thermal plastic, but it's taking a lot of time, so I wonder if there's a better way to do that. So I'd say Maverick, to answer your question about the channelers, I kind of touched on this in the last one, but I think their powers definitely could amplify in a distorted kind of way. Let's see, boiling water. Plastic. Ceramic mug with boiling water. All right, guys. You never know with these live streams, I'm always asking you to give me a second here. But I need to boil some water. So I'm gonna go do that. And I will be right back. I'm back. I got my Lego zombie mug here full of boiling water to use for the thermoplastic. Okay. Now that I think of it, whoopsie daisy, makes sense to use the hot glue gun too. And I'm gone. Nice cup, thank you. Respect to everyone who stuck it through my absence. Okay, I'm gonna need more paintbrushes. So I got some soap water mixture. What I'm doing is I'm pouring it, or I'm applying it rather, to this clay monster head so that after I pour the plaster mold, it'll come right off easily and hopefully not destroy the thing here. Because I need to use it a second time. Just remember to not accidentally drink it. Yeah, no kidding. I'll do my best. Okay. Oopsies. So right now I'm just using the super glue to kind of hold the, oh you can't even see, oh maybe you can see, to hold the wire in place there. And I'm going to try to use thermoplastic after that to really lock it in. And this circle here is going to be where the eye goes. This there. I'm gonna go now. All right, CCC, you have a good day. Thanks for hanging around. I'll catch you next time, maybe. All right, let's see if we can work with this. All right, you can see we got some of the thermoplastic on there. Doesn't feel like a very tight bond, but we'll see if it hardens more. Not really working out. Whoops. What is it, a loop? Like a live stream inside a live stream inside a live stream. Yeah. We're just here forever. Doing the same thing over and over. Must be garbage day. I can hear him outside. What just fell down? That would be my air quality monitor. Got kind of a mess of cables over here, and tugging on the hot glue gun just brought it all tumbling down. I wonder if I should just hot glue the crap out of this. Was it one of the Bionicles? No, fortunately, none of the Bionicles fell. They are all standing strong. Don't Stop Motions, welcome, welcome. You haven't missed too much. Well, I don't know how exciting this stuff is to watch from the outside, but just been pouring some latex. We pulled the skin mold, turned out pretty nicely. Ooh, it's dry now. I think it is dry. You guys get to see my my ADHD or ADD tendencies fully at work with this stuff. The monster improved a lot. Thank you. Yeah, we've made some progress. Or should I say slag? Well, it's a slag monster, so I think that works. Can you guys hear the garbage truck outside? It's right next to us. It's making some noise. How's your morning been? It's been good. It's been pretty chill. It's an interesting thing trying to balance this problem solving here with connecting to the chat and all that stuff. But I don't know, I like this. I feel like I've been getting in a good habit of live streaming these sessions, and I think it helps keep me accountable. So it's all good. Okay, that skin is looking pretty similar. My one issue is that when I apply the talc powder, it's a little spotty. I wonder if I just need to apply more. Use a different application method. I'm afraid if I apply too much, it's gonna get, yeah, I think I need to apply more. Oopsies. I was gonna say, I'm afraid if I apply too much, it'll look more gray than black. But I suppose if that happens, I can wash it with soap and water and undo any damage I might have caused. Would you rather do a room tour or tell us if the Slag decided to use a time machine? From season 2, episode 2. Oh. Season 2, episode 2. I could do a room tour, actually. Let me just finish up with this. See, it looks so silvery. But it does at least look even. So maybe the thing to do is just cover it pretty good with the talcum powder and then wash it with soap and water. Hey, Easy. Good to see ya. Welcome to Twisted Tuesday. I probably should have come up with some kind of routine here, or what Twisted Tuesday is going to be, because I didn't have any plan other than just for it to be another live stream where I'm making the monsters. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What should I do for Twisted Tuesday? Okay. Oh yeah, I got this guy. Just trying to get as much of this talc powder off now as possible, now that it's been applied. And I think it's making a very subtle difference over time. Have you started animating the second movie yet? I have not. So far it's all been production design stuff. Because the second movie is so big, it's there's a lot of prep time involved. So that's what the majority of my time, money, and energy has gone towards. Okay. Just thinking about other stuff I can do to multitask here. I'm probably going to run down to my garage in a second to grab some bottled water, because the plaster mold I'm going to make they say you shouldn't use well water. And it's not clear to me that tap water is acceptable. So I should also make more of these. Okay, let me come up with an order of operations here. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pour another latex skin, because they do take some time to dry, and it is nice to get that started. What do you do for a living? So during the school year, at least for the last few years, I've been a substitute teacher. I make a little money from YouTube, but not really enough. Not enough to constitute a living. But substitute teaching is pretty nice and flexible and works well with having a side hustle. So once the school year starts up again, I'll start doing that again. But I've saved up some money, and so for now, I'm just doing, I want to get as far on this movie as I possibly can. And also, like, I don't know, try to make more videos, try to commit to YouTube and all that stuff a little bit more, and maybe increase my digital revenue a bit. But it's tough to balance creating content with making art, because they're similar but they're different. Like, to me, what I'm doing right now feels like, you know, I'm making art and it's what I want to do, but you got to create shorts and reels and all this stuff to try to get your art seen and try to get support, and that's not as easy. I wish you were my sub. Yeah, it's kind of funny, at the school I sub at, you know, the kids, or at least a good chunk of them, have figured out what I do with YouTube. And some of them, they don't even call me Mr. Stensley, they just call me Twisted Bricks. Like, see me in the hallway and they're like, "Hey, Twisted Bricks!" It's quite funny. And some of them who are really interested will, like, ask me how the movie's going and how all that is. It's fun. Okay, I think we've got a good first layer of latex here. Okay. Check that. Now I've got some latex on my hand, which is always fun. What next? What next? Okay. Get the hot glue gun going again. I want to make more of these. They're little, like, tentacles, and that's one of the things I've struggled with in the Void War, is like making really thin, long tentacles. But now I'm finally making them out of latex and wire and yarn, and I think it's gonna go well. I think it's gonna work really well once they're kind of finalized. Again, I learned so much of this stuff from the YouTuber called Blue Worm, B-L-U Worm. He's a Swedish stop-motion animator, and he is just really good at what he does. He knows all the tricks, and he's gracious enough to share what he knows on YouTube, so I'm forever grateful. Hey, Twisted Bricks. What should I name my version of Kevin? There are 3 names, one I made and 2 you named. There's Cade and Slevin, and there's one I came up with, S-A-I-B, Sabe. What does SAIB stand for again? Because if you could add E and R to the end and turn it into Saber, I think that would be a really badass robot name. Don't get me wrong, I think Slevin is pretty fun, but I think Saber would be very cool. Okay, so here's my wire. Adding some hot glue just at the bottom here to get started. Getting around that, getting that first wrap around is sometimes a little tricky. Okay. Sentient artificial intelligence bot. Sentient, okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to optimize my little system here. Sentient artificial intelligence bot. I don't know, my friend. I wonder if we can come up with another acronym, because sentience artificial intelligence bot. I'm just trying to provide some constructive criticism here. Like some of those terms like sentience and artificial intelligence, in some ways it feels like a little redundant, like it's a lot of words, or more using more words than necessary, and you could use like what's the robot's function? Does it have a purpose, or is the purpose that it is sentient? I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here. Does that make sense, like what I'm saying? And he knows he's a robot, by the way, yeah. The sentient thing makes sense though, like, but here's the question. How do we know he's sentient? I mean, we're living in pretty crazy times, but I'm pretty sure like they've made artificial intelligence that passes like the Turing test, which was what was supposed to like tell us if AI was sentient. But now people are saying, well, we don't really know if that's the case. Somebody could, Jamie, pull that up. Somebody could fact check me on that. He's military and tactical because of his shotgun and mace for weapons. Okay, that's information I can work with. Military. I'm thinking. I'm also looking for my X-Acto knife. But scissors will do. All right. One yarn wrapped wire done. Still need to pour latex on there, but we'll get to that. Ooh, that's hot. Hot on my fingers. Yeah, I gotta... Maverick, I'm struggling to think of a good robot name for you, but I think I would have to stop multitasking to really embrace that. Break Motion Studios. Glad to see your internet is doing what it's supposed to be. Good to see you again. What are you guys up to this summer? Do you have any, like, I don't know, do you just have like free time, summer classes, summer camp, that kind of stuff? Oh, hot glue on my hands. Not so nice. He can split himself in two and turn himself into a minifigure-sized jet with arms. Sick. Military, sentient, mechanized. Free time. Parents are getting divorced. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. You know, it's tough. You know, I'm sure it's tough to have parents separated at any age. And if there's any, you know, if there's any consolation to the ending of a relationship, you know, sometimes the worst thing would be for the relationship to continue, and the best thing is for new relationships to start. But still, it's not something you want to be caught in the middle of, and I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to exit the stream now to take pictures to send them to Discord. Sounds good, Maverick. I will catch you on the flip side. Oh, there's hot glue on my hands again. If you're just getting here, what I'm doing is I'm making these, well, I'm making monsters. I've got like a skin, Got monster heads. Oh, that cannot be in there. These hot glue hairs. All sorts of stuff. Making body parts. Learning on the fly. I think for future live streams, what I might do is have old videos of mine playing in the background, like earlier seasons of the Lego Zombie Apocalypse. That could be fun. I don't know, stuff like that. I think that would help fill the silences, because sometimes I just gotta focus, you know? It's probably not very fun to just like be like, oh, in live stream, what's going on there? And there's just a guy quietly making stuff. Okay. Well, welcome if you're just getting here to the stream. My name is Christian. I'm doing stop motion puppet making. And unfortunately, I need to go get some bottled water from my garage if I'm going to make this plaster mold here. I've been putting that off long enough. But I don't think I'm ready to call it quits with the stream. Good to see you, Brick Motion Studios. Thanks for sticking around. It's really nice that a few of you are just like down to hang. All right, I'm hydrated, I'm caffeinated. I'm gonna run down to the garage, get my water. I will be back. I think I'm gonna just type that in the chat for anybody new who shows up. In the future, when you're about to release a second movie, you should live stream watching the first season, and the second season your show, you could live stream the first movie. I think that's a great idea. Like a movie, a Twisted Bricks marathon would be a ton of fun. I might even do that sooner. Burnator22, welcome back. So we got Brick Motion, Don't Stop Motions, Burnator22. I wonder if Maverick is still in there. Just curious who our 5 are. And Maverick, nice. Get back in. All right. Can I pin that? I can. All right. Well, you guys just don't. Just be kind to each other while I'm gone. I will be back very shortly. Let's see. I think I have everything I need. I'm back, but I didn't get the water yet. I just had an idea. Okay, media source. Everyone is on stream except Twisted himself. Yeah, right. Is that a good volume? Is it really loud? I can't actually hear it on my end. Maybe I should pull it up on my laptop. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, testing. Okay. I'll be back. Again.
Everyone in the bar, are you ready to witness history? I'm about to mix this bottle of stuff with this drink I found and drink it all. Watch, watch, watch.
Zombie Hunters, Episode 2.
Good morning, Matt. Shh. Oh, by the way, do you know what Joe's up to?
No, but I have a pretty good guess.
Hey, Joe. So, I'm pretty sure it's your turn to order breakfast. So, want to do that? Like, now?
Gerald, don't interrupt my workouts.
I'm hungry.
So yeah, that'll be 2 breakfast pizzas. What? Yeah, with fries. Huh? Hold on a sec. Will you guys turn that crap off? Alright, so...
Come on, man, let me in. Man, come on, there's something out here.
So, what the hell are you doing in my house?
You wouldn't believe it, man. I was in the bar.
Oh, God! No! Ah! Okay, what the hell is going on?
Oh, God. What do we do?
Avoid the windows, clearly.
Well, at the risk of sounding obvious, you can't go outside. Unless you want to end up like that guy.
Actually, we might have better odds if we leave.
What? Are you freaking crazy? Did you see that?
Matt might be right. We're not exactly in a bunker.
Yeah, but I'm not sure leaving is an option either.
We need weapons.
I have weapons.
Holy crap.
Dibs on the AK.
Seriously, why do you have all this?
Joe, when you've watched as many episodes of Zombie Hunters as I have, you learn to take precautions.
You're messed up.
Says the guy not holding it.
I'm back.
Is that the door?
Sounds like the zombies found a way in.
I'll check it out. I'll be back in 2 shakes.
Or you'll
Kind of
be dead
dipping
in
into
2
my
shakes.
apocalypse water supply, but
How
you
bad
know,
could it be?
seems like the apocalypse isn't quite real.
It's pretty bad.
You don't say.
Awesome. Glad to hear the volume's good.
Your neighbor.
Russ? Who is this exactly?
Take a look through your window.
They did make history.
Listen, I'm not sure what
Hux
the
is
heck
not
going
related to
on,
Gerald.
but I think we can help each other. I have plenty of food.
I can see
Personal
you guys
teleporters have been
guns.
retconned.
It's weird. Look good. If you make it over here, I think we have a better chance at survival.
Give us a moment here.
I'm basically Matt if I can move to America.
Matt, we've got to take this chance.
Where are you from again, Maverick? Are you
I
Britain?
agree. This
I can't
baby should
remember.
take care of our zombie infestation. I'll drop it off and teleport back.
Why do you
Or
have
the United Kingdom? What do you
Joe,
what do we say?
Don't
Actually, I don't
question
know.
a good thing. Alright guys, party time. This is disgusting.
It's time to make this mold.
Get out of my house! Let's just get this over with.
Oh my god, oh my god!
Do you hear music?
Come on, you zombies! Like that! Coming in my city!
Come on, now's our chance.
Indisposable container.
Well, here we all are. This is my wife, Jennifer. Who's hungry? What the?
Is that the sweet sound of gunfire?
Looks like we're saved, boys.
The UK. Gotcha. That's hilarious. Gerald said the door. At the door. That's funny.
Alright, fellas. We should be
1
safe
second.
tonight. Sounds pretty quiet out there. Get some rest, alright? Hey, Matt.
What?
How big do you think this thing is? I mean, do you think it's just this city?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, they'll send someone else, right? You think?
Probably.
Yeah, I hope so. What? Matt, wake up!
Zombie senses.
You got the wake-up call?
Yeah, where did they all come from?
Who knows?
Listen.
There we go. Problem solving is still in action. All right. Last time. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
It's time to hunt some zombies.
Okay.
Sweat.
Freaking zombies!
Was Slave the one driving the car? That's actually a really good question. I can't remember what my intention was there. If that was supposed to be him.
Who are you?
in the car or
That's Kevin.
someone else.
And I'm the doctor.
Yeah, I think so.
Welcome to my labor radio.
Because he goes back and he gets like power armor, basically.
I know what I mean, Kevin. Can somebody tell me how I got here? Beats me. I just performed the operation. The operation? Yep. Your sex change is complete.
Okay, what's the ratio here?
What?
But there was no operation.
1 cup of water,
Do you have to ruin everything fun?
half
No.
cup plus a third cup.
Anyway, I really don't know.
Levels.
You would have to ask the general.
Half
The
cup,
general.
third cup. Oh my god, you guys. I'm gonna have to go again
The resistance.
to get the measuring cups, but I won't leave right this second.
So this base is entirely
Exosuit,
underground.
yeah.
That's right.
Legging Leland.
We're safe.
What's up, Leland? How's your summer going?
Keep finding food. This is crazy. I can't believe you found us in this city. And thank goodness, you're really quite lucky, you know. When our team
yeah.
found you,
Brick
one of your
Motion
friends had
Studios.
already been bitten.
That's a
What?
great point.
What happened?
I'm not.
Why don't
I got
you
my
ask him
water.
yourself? Both your buddies are on guard
What
duty now.
what time is it for you,
What?
Leland? It's
Only the only
10
fragile
a.m. here,
barrier
so
between us
I
and
mean,
the
it's a little
world
early,
of the
but it's not.
damned, feasting
not
on the
outrageous.
flesh and souls of the poor, hopeless wanderers left to rot on the cold exterior of this godforsaken planet. Yeah, can I see my friends
okay.
I'm telling you, man, you snore in your sleep.
Not possible. I have trained my body to remain silent.
I just gotta go get my measuring cups. It'll take me 2 seconds.
Function, Joe.
I will be right
Hey
back.
guys,
Well, look who's finally awake.
good to see you too, man. And Joe, nice to see you as well.
That will never be funny.
So how have you been, guys? And how crazy is this place?
Besides the fact that we're living underground and Joe's arm is a giant can opener, I'd say we're just swell.
Incoming search team.
Are there zombies nearby?
Well, not in the immediate vicinity, but
Whatever.
Stop, losers. I see the baby is awake.
Here we go again.
Watch it, Tin Man. If it was up to me, we would have never have risked our butts to save your butts. Hey, come on, man. Ow, my freaking face. Ow. I don't know what I'm worried about.
10 o'clock.
Zombies
Nice.
invade. You'll
Oh, we're in the same time zone.
definitely for us to
That's
go.
cool.
He is such a
He's
douche.
busy. Yeah.
He just
Got
thinks
some
he's not because
projects.
they gave him the second in command.
Why isn't
Who's she?
Hux 5
Oh,
p.m.
you haven't
then?
met Jenny?
Why isn't Hux
Yep,
related
you'll see her
to
at the meeting tonight.
Gerald? I don't know. It seemed like too obvious in a way. Like it's
No
like
deaths,
there's just
well and supplies.
there's no
Special
real
thanks to our
reason
scout team for
that
that.
Hux
You know
should
it,
be
babe.
related to Gerald, other than that it would be like kind of cool. That would be like cool
So
to
here's
have
what
that connection.
When
But it just
infected,
didn't seem
the
like
zombie
a.
virus begins by interrupting
No,
the
it didn't seem like a strong enough reason
This
to
explains
me
the unique
personally.
clumsy zombie gait.
Pretty sure.
Once the virus is firmly established, it destroys much of the brain, leaving the host
Perfect
functioning
melt to water
exclusively
while
on
mixing
medulla
for 30
oblongata.
seconds.
Basically, the virus turns a person into a brainless, drunk eating machine.
Haha, somebody must have infected me with the virus.
We will continue our research and keep you all
What's up,
informed.
twins?
That
Is
is all.
is that guy who punched
Good night, gentlemen.
Gerald based off the
I think
Terminator
I'm
Arnold?
gonna
Yeah,
talk to her.
he was
That's a
very
terrible
much so
You were a
based
terrible
like.
idea.
What?
Nothing.
Can't remember. I don't think that was the initial plan, but my voice actor Mike just started doing this Arnold impression, this Schwarzenegger impression, and we thought it was hilarious, so we ran with it.
That was a nice presentation.
I have a boyfriend.
I know.
Oh, sorry, you have no idea how many guys hit on you when you're the
Do you have a
only
name for the
girls
third
in
film? Actually, yeah.
I bet. So, do you think you're...
The third film, the current name idea is
Wish.
The Last
So much you don't
Apostle.
understand about the virus.
The Void War,
Well,
The
like
Last
what?
Apostle.
Well,
So I don't know, that might give you some hints or clues.
And only a fraction of it is being used. It's like the rest simply hasn't been unlocked for some reason. That's all we know. Anyway, the doc is going to perform another experiment tonight and needs my help. See you tomorrow.
Oh dear.
What do you use to write your scripts? I've used a program called Highland 2, and that has, I would say, served me really well.
You need to follow me now.
What? Why?
I think I somehow got a free version, and I don't know if you can still get that. But I do recommend it as a software. It's very good. Works very user friendly, you know. Okay, that's kind of overkill.
Let's do this. Looks like somebody opened the main door. Gerald, you come with me. You two stay there and draw zombies away from us.
Hey,
So much for no deaths this week.
Whatever. Just stay alive for a solid 10 minutes and I'll be happy.
Figures.
Apostle, a bit Christian sounding.
Jenny!
Yeah, they're definitely like.
Let's go! Let's go, let's go,
I wouldn't say
let's go,
Christian vibes in this trilogy,
I hope the guys are
but
okay.
I do steal a little bit from like, I don't know, kind of Latin Catholicism. The apostles themselves are all like based off of the 7 holy virtues,
I'm out of ammo.
which is the opposite of the 7 deadly sins.
This is, Russ. I don't suppose
Unum
you
Vires,
could,
Unum Series, you know, those are
Let me in there.
Latin-based names. So, definitely a bit of inspiration there. Gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. Is Iris related
Good to
to
see
Jenny?
you, Russ. And you, neighbor.
See, that I could be
Sure you
into.
remember,
Like, Iris being related to
friend
Jenny.
here.
They're both redheads.
Oh, hey, Russ.
It's like, I mean,
Master Chief.
So
it's an interesting
what do we
idea.
do now?
and then,
Well,
I mean, that would
this
make
building
Iris
is no
also
longer
related
safe.
to Gerald,
Disinfecting and cleaning
which could be
everything
fun.
would take far too long. Any ideas?
Well,
If the
we're
slag is still
headed
fungus,
east.
then
I
why didn't they
suppose
just
we
burn
could,
it like normal
keep heading
fungus?
east. Sounds great.
Huh.
Better than nothing.
Well,
Slag is
there
a
are worse
fungus.
plans. Let's pack and leave in the morning.
Okay, I will address that soon, but I gotta think. Here. I don't want to mess this up.
A shotgun.
Say hello to our aptly named mobile base. The Death Wagon.
Alright.
There's enough food and supplies in this puppy to sustain us for over a year.
Before I apply this
Can it withstand
plaster
a
for the
zombie
mold,
attack?
I'm gonna make some adjustments here. So that would mean Iris is related to Gerald. That's funny.
What I don't understand is why we have to keep moving. How are we so sure things are any better anywhere else in the world?
Because of me. Grab some weapons and get in the vehicle. I have some things to explain. The first thing you should know is that this virus isn't an isolated incident. At the same time it appeared in your city, it was infecting heavily populated areas all around the world.
Wait a minute, you're saying this virus outbreak is a terrorist attack?
That's right. The attack was codenamed the Eden Project. It was coordinated by a small but powerful group of eco-warriors, billionaires, religious extremists, and terrorists dedicated to preserving what they see as the true way. They call themselves Smite, the sect of maintaining intellect and truth on Earth. Basically, their plan was to destroy life as we know it and recreate it from the ground up with a controlled population brainwashed with their views. You see, there is an uninhabited haven on an island accessible only by helicopter 200 miles off the coast of Legoland, which was left untouched by the virus. That is where Smite is building their Eden from a few selected survivors.
Well, that sucks. But how do you know about this?
I'm not proud of it. I was a military consultant, paid and promised a place in Eden for helping plant the virus in strategic locations. At first, we didn't know quite what we were agreeing to, but once we were in, there was no backing out. When we realized the scope of Smite's plan, we tried to sabotage it. We failed and barely escaped with our lives.
Okay.
And it was too late. The virus spread.
I think we're ready
more
for the
rapidly
big
than we
step
had
here.
anticipated, and we were caught in the middle of it. I eventually regrouped.
Do you think
with
there's
some
a
other
point where
military units.
custom Lego pieces get too realistic to
were
the
also
point where it's not
overtaken.
even Lego?
I came back alone in
Yeah,
this military exosuit
I think so. I
to
think
try
there's
and
a
clear the area,
there's
and
a
that's when our
fine line,
paths collided.
but there's probably
After
a
we were
level at which
separated
it's
during the attack,
personal preference
Russ
too.
and I used a
But
military
yeah, you don't want to
database
enter
to find the
Uncanny Valley
location
with
of the nearest
the
military
Lego.
bunker, and it took us to you.
Okay, there's that.
And here we are.
Holy shit, that's a crazy story.
Yeah, and it sounds like we're screwed.
Maybe so. The only thing that keeps me from giving up is my determination to stop Smite. Like I said, they're small. If we can take out their kingpins,
Never used
Smite will
this
fall apart and
particular
we can rebuild Eden as a
plaster
peaceful, democratic
with,
society
or before.
instead of
This
the
is the
religious
first.
dictatorship Smite has planned.
But how would we ever get to
We're gonna
Eden?
see how it
It's
goes.
200 miles across the ocean.
I know a place where we may be able to access a helicopter. It's one of Smite's secret bases, but I was there before the virus broke out. If we secure a helicopter, we can reach the island. Now you know the truth. Can I count on each of you to help me stop Smite once and for all?
I guess.
Let's go.
Kind of looks like yogurt or porridge or something. It's kind of funny. Interesting.
It appears we have reached some kind of active man-made shelter.
Damn it, Kevin, we were having a moment.
Should we check it out?
And risk getting eaten in the woods? I think I'll stay in the death wagon, thanks.
Gerald and Joe, come with me. If there's a survivor in there, we could use their help.
I didn't volunteer to go out.
And I didn't ask for volunteers, did I?
Screw this apocalypse.
Bummer. We could have used another member.
More of a bummer for him than us, I'd say. 'Cause he's dead.
Shut up and help me search the room.
Guys,
What?
I think there's something, going on out there.
Something going on. Thanks, Russ. That's really specific.
I'm just saying, we should turn on the lights for a second or something, just to make sure the guys are okay.
I can turn on the lights.
Glad you're making yourself useful for once, Kevin.
Why are they honking?
Oh, gee!
That's why.
That's not good.
We're surrounded. Grab a turn, man.
Now that I can do.
We need to make a break for it. All this noise is just going to attract more zombies.
The mold a little taller.
Count of
It's
three.
hard to know how runny this stuff is ever gonna be.
Way to make yourself useful for once, Kevin. Oh, God! Ugh! Stop taking my limbs!
Get us out of here.
It really is such a shame what happened to Joe.
I
Alright,
agree.
just gonna let it
He
thicken
was
for a
so
minute here.
young. I just can't believe those little green legs of his will never. walk
Burnator, I
another
like your
step.
question there.
It's a damn shame.
Is it possible that someone who knew Kevin would hate Kyo, knowing that Kyo was not originally holy, and possibly start a resistance? So there is like
Joe!
there are factions of people who
What's up?
don't
Well,
think of
you've
Kyo
been
as holy.
unconscious
They
for
think
about
he's
a
kind of
week
like a
now,
false
so
prophet.
quite a bit.
Yeah, man. After the zombies tore you in half,
And that worshipping him
Kevin
is not
got
the
right
move.
to work on fixing
And
it.
so there have been
Torn in
like
half?
resistances,
God,
and
I
I would
got my
say
legs
even
back?
like conflicts, like wars, fought over that.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking sweet. What happens now?
What happens now? We get a ride out of here.
This is going to be interesting. I might be making this mold way bigger than necessary.
Assuming the password hasn't been changed, I should be able to access the building mainframe and open the gate. By the way, you should know this base was the site of a heavy experimentation with the virus that may or may not affect our retrieval.
It would just be cool if I didn't have to pour this again later.
Slade! Slade!
Well, that was definitely not on the list of things I expected to happen.
We need Slade to get out of here alive. He's like
Poor mode.
a zombie slaying machine.
I calculate our odds of survival are higher if we stick together.
Shut up, Kevin. I'm trying to think. Let's split up.
I call going with Matt.
Nice.
Whatever. Gerald, you come with me. If things go south, return to this spot ASAP. And move fast. Who knows how much time Slade has.
Well, the sensor on this door seems
Until it's hardening up, it's starting to get kind of chunky here.
Oh, what the hell? I'm pretty sure it was like that before I kicked the door open.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
So, you're single now.
Oh my god, you did not just ask that.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna say anything else now.
Whatever. Keith was a jerk. I don't really know why I dated him.
Yeah, he was actually pretty mean.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
What? But I didn't. What did I?
I think I see where Slade is. Are you a fast runner?
I don't like where this is going. So, Kevin, what did you do before the zombie apocalypse?
Was Slade fused to his exosuit when the Exon tried to remove it?
Oh, any cool?
You know, that's a good question.
Can you
At the
fly?
time, I was thinking maybe he just like really resisted them, but that would
Sweet zombie Jesus.
like in light of Gray Horizons, that would make sense that they actually tried to remove it, but it was fused to his body, so they couldn't. Because Slade says, "Believe me, they tried." So maybe that would be a better explanation than like he resisted. So I'm gonna say yeah. They early on his body started fusing to his suit, and now it's just part of him.
What you got back there?
My friends.
Are there any normal zombies left in the universe?
I tried to help them, but they were all just so angry and hungry.
I'm gonna say yeah. I think normal zombies do appear from time to time.
Yep. Totally see your point, man.
I'm
Although
sorry,
it's not
friends.
like
Please don't be mad. I don't know.
we start
what
off as normal
make them.
zombies,
You must be so
and
cramped
then
and
they
bad.
mutate. So I would say it
Like
happens.
we should go.
Oh.
Ah! please stop doing that. Sir.
I hope you weren't going to leave yet. Here, let's see if your friend
Very
is
curious how this turn out.
What is that?
Alright, looks like this is pretty close to it. Process of it.
Dang, Kevin, save some for me. Yoo-hoo! Hey, monster! You big stinking mutant monster! Oh, God!
Step back. My plans usually go smoother than this.
Slade! Help!
Get to the chopper.
Alright. Got these little tendrils here. Who was the guy who opened the box full of zombies and why did he go? So he was the only survivor of that base who remained human and somehow got the zombies
Next stop.
rallied up into that closet. His name was actually Dominic Ferber. We figured that, or we chose that name for him, I guess. But I don't know too much other info about him.
We've reached Eden.
It's huge!
I'm going to land in the jungle to stay under Smite's radar. Hang on. There should be a weapons compartment in the back.
Well, hot dog!
So what do they shoot?
Your enemies, hopefully.
Oh my god, Kevin, that's not what he meant.
The guns shoot extremely concentrated gamma waves. Pretty well fries anything it hits.
Nice.
All right, Slade. What's the plan?
Well, now we have to make it to Eden. By my calculations, it's an hour's hike in that direction.
An hour?
Are we almost there? My feet are killing me.
Well, you know what's not killing you? Zombies, Gerald. So shut up.
Why are you so mean?
What? Hey!
Holy crap, don't shoot!
What the hell?
Don't shoot, I'm human.
We can see that, ma'am.
What's with sneaking up on us then?
I thought you might be aliens. I just escaped Eden and I thought they might have sent someone to find me.
Wait. Escaped? And by aliens, I assume you mean zombies, right?
Wait, you really don't know?
No, what?
It might be best if I show you.
Alright, just gotta clean this brush. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
This is Eden?
That's messed up.
They told us this would be paradise. We paid almost all we could to be promised a place in Eden. But a day after we arrived, these things arrived in dozens of ships and forced us to work for them.
How many aliens are there?
Less than there are humans, but we're unarmed.
Alright, here's what's going to happen. We're going to set up a secret camp, and over the next few weeks, we'll...
You there! They've escaped!
Oh, dang.
How did the general get to the planet Krozox? He never told the story. It's one of those things that will just always be a story for another time, I think. Suppose I can close the bathroom. Oh no, that's maybe not necessary. Yeah.
So these are the rebels stirring up trouble in Eden. Pathetic.
In our defense, this was not what we were expecting.
Yeah, what the hell is this place? Where did you put my arm?
Yeah, Gerald's pretty traumatized, I would say. Does slag have any special properties as material? Specifically the cores in the
So
slag
you're
flesh.
smart. You created the virus?
Wrong on both accounts, human.
I would say they have lots of special
Smut
properties.
is a petty human organization that volunteered
I don't know
to
if I
serve
can
Prozox after we told them
really specify
it made weakening the
at the
population
moment.
of enslavement an easy task.
Krozox. Is that what you call the virus?
That is correct, human. However, wait. What is this? A human who has joined the hive mind? How quaint.
What's going on?
Surely you've begun to hear the voices. If not, they'll come soon enough. I don't know what kept you from being fully transformed. Perhaps you were removed from your cocoon too soon.
Alright, I think 3 layers of liquid latex is probably the way to go.
How amusing.
What was that?
Take them to the prison hold, and keep a special eye on the one.
The tentacle I'm holding has already had 2 layers applied.
Watch the
And again,
socket.
that's wire wrapped in hot glue and yarn.
Robot.
Black yarn. And I'm covering all of that with 3 layers of liquid latex. My new best friend.
What happens to your friends?
I am a robot.
Incredibly versatile stuff.
I have no friends, only circuits.
Good. Put the robot to work in the medical bay.
Well, this day just keeps getting better and better.
Does anybody have plans for the
I suppose
holidays?
you want an explanation.
You think? Your freaking eyes turn
Are you
orange.
referring
Then
to
you and
the 4th of
alien
July
enter a
or
staring
any holiday in
contest.
particular?
What is going on?
I don't know much more than you. I think it began when I was cocooned by the creature in the military base. But instead of undergoing
coming
a complete
weekend,
mutation,
my
I've just been connected in some way to
partner
some
and I are
kind
going
of
to
hive
go
mind.
visit some friends.
So are you or are you
Live
not infected with
pretty
the zombie
close.
virus?
Yes, I believe I am. But I'm not dead,
looking
and I'm
forward
still in
to
control of my actions.
seeing them.
I just feel
But
strange.
don't have any crazy
I just hope it doesn't take
plans beyond
control
that.
of you.
Yeah, especially considering Slade could easily murder all of us.
Ugh, I should have stayed in Eden.
Also, has anybody noticed how the aliens didn't make Slade change into prison clothes?
Believe me, they tried.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Kevin. Don't eat the food.
What do you want, traitor? And we haven't gotten any food yet.
Oh, good. I'm here to rescue you. I was just acting in front of
So
the
this
alien
strip of latex here
While I was in the medical
that I'm
bay, I
kind of
discovered a
painting in
store
this
of
makeshift
pathogens
mold
and viruses that I
is what I'm going to
presume were
use
kept
to
be
wrap
used
around the
biological
eye
weapons.
stalks.
I took a little of
You
each
can't
one
really see
and
that
put
at the
it in
moment,
alien's
but
food supply.
I will
They
show
should all
you
be
later.
getting sick, which will give us a chance to escape.
I think this is a good time to add.
Ow! I knew you wouldn't let us down, Kevin.
Great work, Kevin.
Some more latex
Oh,
here
all of a
as
sudden,
well.
everyone loves Kevin.
Kevin, if you were a human, I would kiss you right now.
I don't know what's wrong with kissing a robot.
Wait, was one of the viruses labeled Crozocks?
I did not check that.
Oh,
For the summer holidays.
I should have stayed in Eden.
Yeah, I can't actually hear the video. Let me know if it's too loud. But I think it's nice to have something on in the background.
What did I eat? I can't see!
Partner and I just got back from a 2-week vacation through the Dakotas, North and South Dakota, in the Black Hills area. That was really fun. We got engaged. So that was pretty cool.
What is going on? My head!
Huh. Looks like Kevin's plan's actually working out pretty well for once.
It looks like it's working a little too well. We better get out of here.
Mr. Isaac, welcome.
My skin is on fire. The voices make the voices stop. Stop.
That was weird.
Where exactly is this going to take us?
I have a few destination points I can set on autopilot. One of them is labeled Crozocks.
Go there.
What?
If we want any answers on this virus or how to stop it, that sounds like our best bet. In any case, there's not much we can do back on Earth.
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
Hold on to a wall or something.
What?
Okay. Gosh, those of you who have been around since the beginning have seen me jump from a lot of tasks to tasks.
What you spade? Just let go. Surrender your body.
No! No!
Hey, Slade, you okay? You look like you're having a nightmare, man.
I'm fine. What happened? Where are
I considered water being a weakness
We crashed
to
into a
Slag.
destination. Apparently, escape
I don't know
pods
about
don't
that.
have great landing gear.
How much do you remember? As soon as we came close to the planet, your eyes went all orange again, and you started freaking out.
It's a good question.
30 seconds to impact.
So, we're on planet Crozocks.
Correct. It appears to be a tiny desert planet. We haven't seen any signs of life, much less the extant species that captured us.
Well, once again it seems we're screwed. How can we possibly figure out where to go from here?
I know where to go.
Oh, neighbor, you kind of remind me of my wife.
Thanks.
Slade, you know we don't have any weapons, right?
Anything can be a weapon if you know how to use it. Everyone hold on.
Ugh, if I lose my good arm, I'm gonna kill you, Slade.
Everyone, take cover!
I'm fine.
Yeah, I would think that, especially an underwater facility, would be difficult for
Get in.
Slag to access.
And grab a weapon.
That's my thoughts.
Can you read any of this? There might be clues to stopping the virus.
Well, I don't know about you, Russ, but my college didn't offer any language courses in X.
We're close.
To what? The virus?
It's not a virus. It's a fungus. A giant fungus that infects other species through spores. Spores that the Exen have been distributing.
How can you possibly know that?
The hive mind is here, beneath us. The line between the hive mind and my own mind is beginning to blur. I can feel it trying to control me. We don't have much time. We have to destroy the brain.
Will that shut down the zombies and mutations?
No, but it will destroy any connection to the hive mind.
Right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this live stream up. I'm gonna throw on a gas mask to use as concrete cement. Probably gonna head out here soon
So
and take care of
basically,
some errands.
Earth is screwed, except for Eden.
But I want to thank you all for sticking around. You guys are
Killing
real
the hive
OGs.
brain might disrupt the aliens.
And it's
If they
fun
have
to
some
do
kind
these
of
live streams
evolutionary
and have
symbiotic
some, like,
relationship with the
I don't know,
fungus.
company.
Killing the
So
hive
expect
mind
more of
might
these,
cause some
especially on
kind of
Tuesdays,
reset.
Twisted Tuesdays.
I don't know what
And
will
keep
happen.
creating, stay inspired.
But I know we have
Hope you guys
nothing
are
to
enjoying
lose
your
and no
summer.
time to waste.
Gentlemen,
But I think
it's been a
it
pleasure.
is time to wrap it up.
Whatever happens.
Brick Motion
glad
Studios,
we
Mr.
made it
Isaac,
this far.
Burnator, Maverick,
Jenny,
all you guys.
Don't
stop animation, don't stop motion.
If we get
Hopefully
through
Linda's
this,
still out
I'll
there.
consider it.
But yeah,
My
have
friends,
a great day.
let's end this.